Good morning, everybody. Alright, welcome back to Nier Replicant. Today we start Kaine's campaign. And hopefully, we'll get some answers, particularly about why she dresses like that.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time.
Okay, so perhaps her campaign
Anyway.
doesn't start from before we met her. Interesting. Kaine's dreams. Discrimination. I mean, we shall see. Oh god, I thought we were done with this. The sound of rain filled the village. Hey Tink, how are ya? Yeah, I need to fill up my car too today, ideally. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, fork-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. I told you, the cost is 2 return tickets. The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched the veins as the veins slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. Ow! The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me! A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Fair point. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo! Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of the bullies in the area. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Oh dear. That's not good. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. Well, it might not be confirmed yet. Alright, the boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not only the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation, as one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated, and if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak! He must choose Oh. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. You can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. You can't hurt me, you can't hurt me, you can't hurt... Oh look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. Hey, Yodita! But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's lingering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upwards. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelids, pried open. Ugh. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't want to say no to me. No one says no to me. We used Discord for school and it crashed, so I figured I'd check in while teachers don't know I'm not studying. Fair enough. Come on, guys, let's give the freak what she deserves. As Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question. Choosing instead to stare at the weather vane, it continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak! Chanted the children. Freak! 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 Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo. Fucking hell. It's too early for reading out loud. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. My God, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns, and instead their attention was wrapped on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. Ancient woman? After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. That's like a bitch, don't it? I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Emo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining. Think no one ever died from a scratch? You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch! A big one! That thing could have killed me! The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Ooh, brutal. Timo's face twisted at her words, locking with his eyes on Kaine, who took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here! Either of you! Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. Oh, Kaine, she said, why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot. The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore. Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead. As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt to cross it. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Oh, you gotta head off? Okay. The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence. Their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Of course not. Don't be an ass. Kaine drew her brother's Fucking hell. Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't... Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me? Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping. The old old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are! What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Kaine's dreams, daily life. More. Brutal. Okay. Let's see. Alright. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodman go about his work. Firewood being produced, however, was far from a work of art, as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Piece of shit axe! Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. Grandma! Called Kaine. That you, Kaine? Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. Brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun cut past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Probably wise. Once she'd scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted. Grandma, do you need help? Get your water or lunch or a new axe or something? The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards. By pushing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the most difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's end was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter. And rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe only produced a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid strike, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it, crap! She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with blade, but the task was challenging. And blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough. The logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma! The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. Can't let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with her foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma! Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a minute, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. Stop that! Just stop! She cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Are you sure? Tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. Next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village. Okay, the old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. It's all right, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After After what seemed like an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit. I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Nemo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her and muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund, older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. Hey lady, said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. Where's the apothecary? The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me? They seemed to say, but Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Here. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kaine repeated. The woman pointed a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd. None came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. Demo? It was Demo. Clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand because his family oh my god. Because his gang of followers knows nowhere to be found. Oh my god, he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. Ah! Thought Demo, that old bitch finally keel over? Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide, they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast, there would be a place she could call home. On the far wall, behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colours, but time had worked its cruel magic and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched her when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now. Shades, I'm guessing. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. Let the ones closest to you live on forever. I know, right? He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing over the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe. But I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali, and I know the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Kali? Or Kaine suddenly? She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said, as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. No wager she would like it if you drew a picture of it. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured in a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless. And with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. Returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding out in places, leading Kaine to think she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here, let me have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous! No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Oh shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner. Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons and eyed her subject carefully and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drip to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colours. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kaine, she said between laughter, you truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always. True to her word, the the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. Later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. Hush, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. It makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness. It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory. A perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget. This moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on, people and memories. Oh man, I'm so tired of reading already. People and memories move in and out of a life like ghosts passing through a wall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. So, forever. Please. Oh, you're gonna put me through more of it, aren't you? Oy. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool girl, it's a berry! Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs? Well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kaine. And I think it's burnt or something, because it smells terrible. That Kaine held her news and... Good God. Cannot read to save my life. Held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right. Why, you little brat, laughed the old woman. You a sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and held abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. Okay, cool. It's there. Oh. Okay, and shut that down. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. Where are you going today? Asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Well, I was going to check out the kelman trees and see if they were ripe. Thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow. What flagstones? Flagstones? What in the hell for? Kaine stared at her grandmother and held out an arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. A dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. God damn, girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. Got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. Oh shoot, I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other... no. If I don't turn to the kelman trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Dementia starting to set in, perhaps? Yes, of course, she said after a bit. You're right, I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is... She didn't finish the thought, but instead, walking over to her nightstand and gently taking a wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. Flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. Gonna be a true woman soon, Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become. No, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. Beautiful thing, said the old woman. There ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you. Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder. Did you to sass me, little girl? Yelled Grandma. Suddenly she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. Grandma, yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. Grandma, stop it! What the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly her held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she'd ever seen them. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm so sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just... Kaine felt the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she'd ever seen. Listen, she began. Maybe I should stay home after all. No! I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wool and whatnot, I'll be fine. When you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. Kaine rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself. But in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. Gosh, she looked so old now. It's like wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine, worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only fell into a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead, tracing its path with her finger. So Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No, oh gods, no! Her grandmother's house was ablaze. The flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma? Grandma! Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark, not just fire. I know, right? Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random, chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. So that's why she hates that particular shade. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. And then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement. And the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again. This time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. Alright, you bastard, she thought as her scream exited off the cliffs around them. It's you or me! Let's go! Shade eyed Kaine with amused interest, then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced towards the house. Through the smoke and flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. Grandma! At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. She's alive, thought Kaine. Alive! Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up now! As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped towards the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with its wicked claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might as well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back on earth with a gasp. Oh God. Only fall back to earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire, one or both of them were suddenly broken. Ignoring the pain that streamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. Grandma! Hold on! Just a little longer! Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness. The distance seemed to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked down its tongue, its giant mouth turning up both the corners. Short, panting breath felt from somewhere deep inside its core. Thus, laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt that the shade was taking joy in their suffering. Yeah, I see it, Lane. The shade moved its paw slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again, clearly keeping her alive under the snuff out her lifeline. Kaine was close enough to touch her. Kill this bastard. Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snack from her right ankle. As the foot twisted backwards, she forced it from her mind and began to pull towards the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. Her back, she screamed. Give her back to me! It was like stabbing at a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke the hilt at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was lashed to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of bone. As she lay upon the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. Kaine? Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandma's hand reaching out to her through the smoke. Grandma? Kaine, you've got to run. You can't miss this one. Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. Grandma, come on, we have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no, no! I said, run, God damn it! You have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another words, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps in the creature's toe. Zip. And as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again, she stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth, and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept towards its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backwards, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment, laughing like a madwoman. She leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade took Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? It is. I'm bleeding to death. No. Can't die. Grandma told me to live. Oh, excuse me. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation, repeated over and over again. Kill it, 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 kill it. Oh my god, I'm not reading all of those. You get the idea. Kill it now! As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, She felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. Alright, finally! Good God, that took forever. Just an hour of reading. Oof.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
Wait, what? I'm still playing and,
What anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today! My sword feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
alright. Go! Strangle the life out of it. That's the way. Oh, good God, no. Not more. Yep, more. God fucking damn it. Gently, weakly, softly, the shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off towards the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Seemed beyond imagining. Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Wait, what? Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of an arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought, with a mad giggle. This is going to make clapping a real bitch. Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally going to die, are you? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo. She thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. No. Hon, can I have some water for the diffuser, please? It's getting really hard on my throat. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you, that way you can live forever. No, stop. I don't want to live forever. I want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper floated in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother. Wouldn't hurt. There's a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop! No, don't hurt that picture! Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and to the ground below. They vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Just make sure this diffuser has plenty of water. Alright, relieved. Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried, as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha, cha, cha, cha. Like that? God. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me! Save me! Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. Make wishes, they don't come true for me. Curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh God, you are the best! Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upwards, feel that hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die. So why not let me have it? Have what? Body! Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground. I want to feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with a mad, unabated joy. I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood just like before. Huh? Ow. Oh. Oops. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. You... shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? Slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whispered moan. It's good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now, give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. Slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop! The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. What the hell, Sunshine? Screamed the voice. We had a deal! Thought you wanted to die. Emma said, can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. Thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern, the pattern of the shades, burn itself into her left arm. I'll be damned, the voice said cheerfully. Look at that, Sunshine. I think you and me are going to be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop. Gotta stop. Pulling her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish. I'm hungry. Let go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood. Then go out there and... Shut up! Shut up and get the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? But those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kind of grabbed the nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of the bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl. You're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me? We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now. And he looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, heard the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you? That big old shade that squashed your granny? We'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. Smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me? We could have some good times together. I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole! Muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Yeah. Screamed the voice. Look at you go. Oh, Sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyrant, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. When I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyran. Count on it. Ah! Laughed Tyran. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep within Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. Not a shade. I am Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. Sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. I don't deserve to wear this anymore. Possessed. Corrupted. Freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror of that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive! Stay alive!
Grandma. Staying alive.
Kaine, you gotta live! You gotta come back to us!
Oh, hey.
At least a break.
Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow, you grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Oh yeah, hon. Honey? Honey? Do you want to call up the council and have some firm words with them about the lack of rubbish collection? Cool, thank you.
Please try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
Mention that we keep having problems quite frequently.
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
Alright, is it gonna make me read more? This is tiresome. We've had some answers about Kaine.
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil. But what good would that even do?
I got a fire going.
Wait, is that?
Good.
Campfires are weird. I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
Website, I edited data and now there are 8 continents plus the 9th Phoenician Islands. Okay.
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different.
How is it different?
And when the villagers
That's what I
found out
wanna
about
know.
it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
Yeah, no, we're not.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together.
Guess there's no harm in trying.
Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Yeah, about that.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
That's kind of funny. I'm guessing you're on
Sleep
hold.
well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well. What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
I've not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the Black Scrawl and died when I was little.
Okay.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here. Take a look.
We're not going into long-ass narration, but are we?
Say there.
Okay, maybe not.
Can you not hear me?
Why shit on my screen?
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed.
Did you tell them that they were supposed
Come
to
now,
come yesterday?
there's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Do you know where the screen cleaner is? Oh, there it is. I think it's fly shit on my screen.
Fly shit? That's helpful. Lovely picture, please.
Jeez, gamer. How you doing anyway? Thanks for the bits. Yep, fucking fly shit all over my fancy new screen. Pieces of fucking garbage. Goddamn piss. Sounding like Kaine now. Wait! This is the dude from the original Nier release. No, hang on. What happens if I go here? No, hang on. I am confused. Yeah, let's see what exactly happens.
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean.
I'm quite confused. Well, let's go save because I don't want to have to go through all those fucking dream sequences again. was talking at the time it played. I mean, yeah, I can make it play. Oh yeah, I did hear it, I just wasn't fucking sure where it came from because I was looking away at the time. Okay, Wait, no.
The dire...
Yeah.
The world...
Ooh, my belly's starting to grumble. Sure. Let's give it a go. Oh, well, Molly's got a bottle top, eh? Okay. This is the world of the recycled vessel, created to avoid the destruction of all. What the fuck is the recycled vessel? Is that... a playground? Okay. No, we're going down. Interesting. Okay. So what is the deal here? Why am I playing as this character? So I'm very confused. Go down those stairs and we'll find out what the heck this whole thing is about. Whoa! Ah! Dying pretty easy. Quite confused about the whole situation, but we were there for her, right? Right? Match for a lost destiny, a white boat that falls true. Ah! More herbs, right? Soldiers of salt, calling forth white death, they are legion, blah blah blah. Those actually reflect the shots back at you. Come on, there we go. I'm not sure what this is. Is this like the fucking, bloody palace in Devil May Cry? When they God balls and break. More medicinal herbs. Dragon's Fort brought death to the world, delivering into it the power of magic. Angelus is called. Get him. There we go. The black sickness stains the future. They journey to return to soulless vessels. time. Oh boy! Whoops. Hey, Tips, how you doing? Ah! Fuck me. Oh my god! Oh my god, I can't stop falling off. Uh-oh. Alright, much appreciated. Uh-oh. Ow! Very rude, these guys. Oh, right. Magic is not set to anything that's directly offensive. God damn, the swap is not very good. Crush them all! There we go. This is a good way to do damage. Ow! Whoa! Careful. This doesn't kill all of their shots. They are still a little. Ah! Fuck! Nope, not dead. Jesus, that's a lot of ammo. Man. Ah! Oh boy. Nice. Sounds like a good way to spend an evening to me. This one's gonna have to be Dark Lightning, right? That's a trick. Oh boy! Fuck. Ha! Oh my god! Uh-oh! What? Up. A boogie outfit. Okay. 1,000 experience points, medicinal herbs. Oh. Sure, let's do it. Again. Apocalypse divided the world in two. One that knows not day and one which has never seen the night. Ah, fine. Ow! It's one of those situations where I'm limited. No guarding either! Rude! Oh, and no dodging. Oh my god. So it's just gonna keep adding more restrictions the longer I take, is it? Okay. More of a cycle. 5 herbs. Good, good. Black and white, 13 attacks, with different forms waver as they cross time and space. Doing pretty good here. Ah! And that shades the coast. Oh man, they did a lot of damage. There we go. Just struggling with sleep as I often do. Got them both. Glad you can do that with the right angle. Oh, dead end room. Rude. I don't seem to have a map either, so that's just lovely.
It seems we have been shut in.
Oh, good. Love it when that happens. Console. Alright, what do we have in here? turned out to be some of the best I've ever made.
Seems we have been shut in.
That was worth trying. Whoa! There we go. Yeah, very, very good. Ah! Holy shit! That was a lot of freaking bullets. I hate bullet health. No, yeah, crushed them. Another stage down. The song of man has been drowned out, and in its place the scream of something inhuman. Come on, kill him! Bad guys in here. That's not so bad. Man, that's a lot of robots. Ooh, one there. Another weapon. Chill. Sky falls with the dragon, the world ends this day. Ow! It's also a courtyard from like the very start of the game. Also, there's a lot of bad guys. They just keep on coming. here. Big coat weather is so much easier to deal with no clothes weather. People don't like it when you wear no clothes. Police tend to get cold and accusations of being a pervert. I actually don't. In case anyone's... Woohoo! Big punch! Punched all his armor off. So, are they? I suggest try plugging them in, but you don't have a wire. Why are you still alive? Ow! You're getting tankier. Big punch! Actually. One ice, right at it. Magic. Got and... words. Shit, you broke my card. No way. You probably need to adjust them then. More herbs, always good. I feel like the name Accord should mean something to me based on that, puppet priest collects the accursed prayers and polishes the vessel. Oh, right. Not quite sure why they keep crackling. Everything in this section is dying in one hit. There we go. He's gonna get challenged here somewhat. Oh, I'll need you to bring some water. Or like bonus points or something. Molly's so silly. Oh yes! Big stretch. Honestly, the game pretty much throws healing items at you during these, it seems like. Come on. Over leveled or something? Because this is so easy. Oh, I'm way faster than they're throwing them at me. Yep. So true. Oh man. Is this it? I like that one. Well, that one was extremely easy. Samurai outfit. 4,000 experience points. Recovery potions. 10,000 gold. Nice. Now there's a third door. Wonder how many doors there will be. Something terribly sinister. At least level 33. What level am I? Ooh. Maybe I should come back then.
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean.
Alright. Well, I gotta get stronger before I can take on that last door. Hopefully, last door.
Hey.
Oh, hi. I kinda thought you'd never talk to us again.
I understand you're doing this for the village, and that you don't have a choice.
Pretty much, yeah. But look, why don't you go talk to Popola? I think she wanted to discuss the Shadow Lord with you.
I'm headed there next. Oh, and Devila?
Yeah?
Sorry about yesterday. I shouldn't have lost my temper like that.
You don't need to apologize. Anyone would be upset when their friends are hurting. Let Emil and Kaine know that we're sorry, all right?
All right.
Alright. Over to Purple Up. Whoop. Grab this. Medicinal herb. Nice. Like,
Popolo.
Oh,
Look, I want to...
stop. You didn't do...
Yeah,
Yeah, we've already
you're
heard
just
all
trying to
this.
protect the villagers.
It's very kind of you to...
Ahem. I believe there was something you...
Oh, you know about...
The temple...
That's it. Well,
Oh,
But the bridge that leads there is unusable.
so...
A boat?
Yes. The canal... It took a lot longer than expected. I also asked them to provide... The ferryman will like... That should make it easier for...
Thanks. I feel like you've done... All right.
And for the love of ev...
Yep. Alright, well, I mean... Don't really have anything else to do. Seems like.
The path above the entrance to the shopping district should lead to the boat landing.
Alright.
how excellent to know the canal is finished. Hopefully this puts our days of running all over behind us.
The faster we can move, the faster we can save Yona. Let's use it as often as we need.
Whoops, don't go off into the water. It's not time for a bath.
Hey, look who it is.
That
Yep.
red bat.
Hey,
A bear. Oh, thank it.
Alright, let's try and repair. I think you actually can't reach this location without fast traveling. By the way, it doesn't really show up properly on the screen, but I got me a perfect
The
controller.
lost shrine's up ahead, just past this cave.
as well.
Let us...
With how slow I've been leveling, level 33 is not exactly close. Oh! Well, this is new. Next. Different. This is interesting. We know that shades are somehow human souls seeking vessels. So it does make sense for one to have a name. Many of them to have names, honestly. Alrighty. start showing the shades in a bit more of a positive light, like they did with the machines in Automata. That could be interesting. Honestly, jumping up the ladder isn't even that much faster in this game. Alright, thank you, Tips. Always good to have you. Have a good sleep. You again? Stop bothering me. My life has been taken away. It's dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. What?
Ain't you excited, sunshine? We finally get to bathe in blood.
Wow, I actually got that voice fairly close for guessing.
I want to kill so bad I can barely stand it.
There, finish. Now we once again begin the long ascent up this tower. Like what, the 4th time overall? Whoa, hey guys. Let's wait for that guy to show up. It'll take too long. There he is. Gut smack! Smash him! There. Alright, continue up the tower. Single mode. mildly annoying puzzles.
This is all too easy.
Easy, but tiresome. Upstairs we go. And further. Go. Shade's telling us to turn back.
What's with these guys?
Certainly not your garden variety, Shades.
Their bodies aren't fully functional.
Say, I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
They've stumbled on a secret location. Thank you. More box moving puzzle? Yep. Complicated. Not good. Yep, just devious. Exactly. Alright. Nope. Whoop. Oh, hello. Shady boy. Yeah, level 29, that's good. What do we do? Use all categories, guard resistance, and weapons. Not quite sure what things like that. Oh, okay. Maybe we should clarify on what they're quoting. I wonder if they're going to get a quote to properly remove it. Probably not. It won't be a cheap job to do that, and landlords notoriously don't like spending much money. Okay, there we go, I suppose. No one loves spending money. Well, except maybe you, Angel. You seem to love spending money. Be more accurate, I suppose, to say no one loves spending money on, like, bills and stuff that doesn't really feel like it benefits you. I've treated you all poorly, mocked you, betrayed you, because you went yourself before the change was complete. But after this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can spend the rest of our life. What was that? Is it us? Oh.
Kaine? Emil? Look, from now on, I'm going to sleep outside with you.
Why?
I can't accept that you aren't allowed in the village. It's stupid.
So you're staging a protest? Fun!
Basically.
Don't waste your time.
But it just feels wrong.
Well, that's That's really nice of you, but you still don't have to stay out here with us.
Emil.
You got a super important mission. You can't sleep out in the rain. What if you catch a cold? Besides, I like camping with Kaine. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
We seem to be... This is hard.
Just kick him aside.
I think it's gonna be infamous, Thick Son. Spin Dash, dude! Hello! Welcome! Ex-comrade Sin and Spin died again. Oh. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you here. Hey, Scottish Wolfpack, thank you very much for the follow. You had a good teammate in XCOM. I hope your character is still alive.
What's going on? There's dozens of them!
Yes, there is. Okay.
These are creatures of the darkness. Lure them to the light.
Oh, that's right, yeah. In the sun, they start dying. New host! Oh, thank you!
It's the leader.
Very much appreciate that. Okay. And another host from Scottish Wolfpack. Thank you, guys. It means a lot.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying.
Okay, so it seems when his shield is up, he can't be touched. Oh my goodness! Bad guys everywhere. There we go. Big old fist. Kaine's still not dressed and still no idea why
Have
not.
you felled the beast?
No siree, he's getting back up.
This is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Damn it, damn it, damn it!
Hey there, sunshine. You ain't feeling bad this week, are ya?
What?
Ain't no turning back now.
Woohoo!
You gotta lust for blood. Embrace the slaughter. All we know is the thrill of battle. Ain't that right, Kaine?
There we go. This? Is this a XCOM term? Yeah, I haven't played much XCOM.
Kaine!
Well, that's not the best state to be in.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Okay. Yeah, for whatever reason, we're reliving that first thing, mate. I don't really understand what the deal is here.
Kaine! Are you alright? Kaine!
I fear there is little we can do for her.
No! Kaine!
Ah, yes, that's right.
What is happening?
It's all over for you, sunshine.
Kaine! Kaine!
Alright. Now for this fight again.
It's Kaine's shade!
We have no other choice. We must strike it down.
Kaine! Come back!
Well, this won't be hard. She's already basically done. Ah!
Now, pin her down.
Kaine, please!
There
Come
we go.
back to us!
Oh dear.
Kaine! Kaine!
Very confused? Yeah, me too.
Kaine!
I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with...
We're always going to be together, Kaine. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again. As many times as it takes. I don't care how tough it is. We're gonna get you back.
But we are
I
getting
like
bits and
sleeping
pieces
outside
of
because
the
I'm with you,
shade that's
Kaine.
inside
I'm
Kaine.
able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak, and I'm sad, and I'm lonely. But you make me strong. You're my friend, and I need you. So don't you dare leave me.
All right. Stop crying.
A bit of heartburn. That's no fun.
And... thanks.
I'm gonna have to get myself. I'm gonna have to eat a slice of cake soon.
I'm all right.
really wanting some more. Yes, I don't think I've mentioned it in Spin Dash's chat. I made a couple banana cakes, and they are fucking awesome.
Over there.
Possibly the best I've ever made. I'm super duper happy with them. Oh, good God, not this shit
And
again.
what is...
It's me.
How remarkably useless of you.
I hate the fucking collection of those things. It took so long. I'm not fucking narrating those dreams.
It's
in
a cipher
the
of some kind.
forest
Can you
again.
determine...
I think this is the key. Here, I wrote down this given there are the law, the memory, the law, and
Yeah.
the but.
If we want to fill in the word,
Oh,
they're just...
It's a
Yeah,
but.
because...
Yep,
Junk
yep.
heap in the forest of myth, yeah?
Oh,
Alright.
and listen about Kaine and Emil. The villagers know how much they've sacrificed, and they're thankful. It's just they're scared, you know. People can't change overnight.
Oh, good. That's good news. Mortal Kombat 2
I'll
movie
hurry
has
them
been
along the best I
confirmed.
can. But can you
Last
please
one
give them a little
in,
more
you know,
time?
last year's one was pretty good.
I'll try.
Definitely one of the better video game adaptations out there. Cookies. Oh. Angel just brought me an antacid tablet.
Hopeless? You will
Do
forgive.
the fucking false and death bullshit again. I've done enough narrating today, though. I am skipping through this shit. Tail. There you go. No. Don't look up for that. There we go. That's what I need. Wow. That dies so easy now. All of it. Yum. Well, actually, I have no idea what all of it tastes like. I don't even know what pickle it tastes like. Can you even find that? I like sheep liver just fine. Good bit of gravy and some bacon with it. Mmm. Yum.
The home of that blasted dream.
Yeah.
Truly a nightmare I hope never to Oh, what? Did you...
I hear you.
You hungry? Yeah.
Hang on. Does that mean it'll
My throat is way too tired. I think so. Come on.
You come on.
Oh my fucking god. Hate this so much. Oh, it just takes so long to go through it.
You...
Fuck! I swear it was not green the first time. My god, I hate this so much.
You let
What?
it... Come on.
I've done all three now! I don't get it. What is going on here? I've chosen all three options. And all of them were wrong.
You let it... Come
What is going on? Forest. Myth answers. Three answers, yeah. Oh, so maybe this number changes? Where's the girl? Girl. Charlotte's here. Brown. Brown then 63. Okay. Oh my god, come on. Oh. There we go. There we go. Now we get the this one's done. The most irritating one.
What? I never realized.
I don't care if they can. I just want to kill.
With the trick, unless.
Excuse me. Junkie.
Popola said we might be able to.
Perhaps.
Keep going. Right, is it faster than walking? Yeah, only a little if it is. Okay, but it can sprint. Woohoo! Real fast. The hell? Oh, so if anyone's still around from the raid, what are you up to today? Besides, of course, watching Spin Dash and now myself. Go.
Damn! Where'd they go? Get him! Don't let him escape! I see something over there!
Hey, Lady Doom, how are you? Yeah, my green screen is broken and I'm waiting on a replacement. Also, new shelves behind me to make for a lot more storage space in this room. Oh, no, it's okay. I mean, shit, if you've had COVID, you got more important things to worry about.
Who are you?
Robot? Khalil. What's your name?
Military defense robot, P-33. You are an intruder. You must be eliminated. Error. There is something leaking from your eyes.
I'm crying, you big dumb robot. I miss my mom.
What is crying? Who is Mom?
Doesn't matter, I can't ever see her again because she did.
My creator is also dead. He perished hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago? Yeah.
874 years, 10 months, 14 days, 4 hours, and 43 minutes. 44 minutes.
Aren't you lonely?
I am incapable of being lonely, or missing others, or crying.
Yeah, pretty good. I don't want to die.
You will die.
If the humans catch me, they're gonna kill me.
Why will they kill you?
This is a very
I will
strange
not permit the
situation.
humans to kill Khalil. Military defense robot P-33 will protect you.
Okay. So we're getting a little bit of insight into how
P-33 is charged
things
with defending
kind of
others.
came to happen.
P-33 will defend Khalil.
Oh, hooray, thanks, robot. And since we're friends now, I'm gonna call you Beepy. Fair enough. I mean, military defense robot P-33 is a little bit of a mouthful. An awful lot of work to say in conversation, you know?
Man, there's gotta be tons of machinery here.
Yeah, but I don't know how much we can actually use.
Oh, wow. Check this out. It looks brand new.
Yeah, I'm a little bit...
Hey, be careful, all right? This
I'm
place
just
is
a bit
dangerous.
frustrated at the lack of my green screen. I
I'll
really
be
want
fine.
that back. But it'll...
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's, other than that, let's go with it.
Look out! Huh?
Shelves.
Huh?
And he's squashed.
Jacob! Oh, God. This can't be happening. Jacob! Jacob!
Oh, okay.
No!
Soon. Angel's been a bit in the wars. She's kind of been a bit clumsy, hurting herself a bit. She's got a very sore back and a very, as well as a bit of a sore ankle. Wow, that was scary.
The noise of the intruders caused the structure to fail. They should have proceeded with more caution. One intruder has perished.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't think they were chasing me. They seemed nice. Oh, big stretch. Oh.
The junk heap. Perhaps we should speak to the brothers. They might know something about this.
Yeah, they might.
Oh, hey there. It's been a while.
You're the little one, aren't you? You've grown up.
Well,
How
yeah, it's
fares
been
your
5
brother?
years. He doesn't. The That's the answer.
My brother's been dead for 4 years.
Oh, I see. Please forgive the question.
It's okay.
I need to ask you something.
What is it?
You heard any rumors about shades around here? Not the little ones. I'm looking for one that's unusually big and powerful.
No, I haven't heard about anything like that. But I haven't really been listening. All I want is to destroy robots. Just rip them up.
Poor guy's kind of lost him a little bit.
Okay. Never mind then. See you later.
Wait!
Yes.
I recently got my hands on a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
A very powerful weapon. I thought you might...
Don't we already...
Shh. These things happen the second time around.
Is that a little fourth wall break?
Better days.
Yeah, it's pretty beat up. I mean, there's potential.
Can you...
I can repair...
If you'll fix it.
I'm so good. I'm gonna need only the real big and also, here's the path.
Alright. Drop a save here real quick. Oh, drowsy lad. Oh, I guess it's time to finish up soon-ish.
It's a shame about the older lad. He was but a child.
Sounds like you went into a dangerous area for the sake of the business.
Alright, the elevator. Try and get the, these two. Get that piece of the key.
The elder brother postponed his joy for the sake of his sibling. Do you think he was ever truly happy?
Just making his little brother happy would have been enough. That's what being an older brother is like.
There is definitely truth to that. And confirm, older brother himself. Maybe you are familiar with my sister, knowing me, I remember this entire phase being pretty annoying. Slow. Not a very focused. We'll hydrate one minute. Probably a good idea to deal with these turrets first. Anything else gonna pop out? Bombs. Okay. Woo! Come on, turret. Come on, more turrets. Nice. I don't feel like those bombs are going to be very useful to me. I feel like I'm gonna have to cast them too far to actually achieve anything. Oh, my knee. Ow! Broken one open, fine. Okay. Man, I would love to go get him with the bus, but I really need to save my money for Horizon and Elden Ring. Do not want to miss out on getting either of those on launch day. Hello, robots. Too far. Okay, can't push them in. The more it's about what the pushing things are. Okay, hang on. 1 second, folks. Alright, sorry about that. I am back. Not to fall in the holes. Woo! Ah! Ah! Like that. There we go. Alright. Ooh, okay. Throw it, and that ends it down. Good. Oh, just. Man, that was so close. Back, please. So that's just a shortcut, basically. Ah, fudge. That goes one way. Alright. That goes through here. Oh, yeah. Speed it up like I actually had little trouble keeping up with these guys at one point in the original playthrough. That should be a lot easier because I think it's basically be one-shotting them. Keep on killing. There we go. Ah! What's the fact that I'm not in there? absolute piece of cake. Keep messing them up. There we go. Oh, give. So that was a waste of time. I guess you could have the license out of it, though, for the most part. Gotta find bombs. Break those doors. Okay, yeah, so I thought the explosions did hurt, I just couldn't remember for sure, because it only happened to me once before. I think, though, at the next opportunity I'm going to save and finish up. Really more? Good. Oh my god. Doors open. There we go. Now it's open. Ow! Really? Try that again. Fire! Gotta come from in there then, right? Oh. Easy. Oh. Oh! Shoot! Yeah, run! Yeah! Keep going. short thread. Okay. Is this right? No. No. Straight up this way. This is the right way. Yes, level 30. So much junk. It's great. Here we go. Yep, alright. Up we go. Alright, that is the save point, and that is time to finish up. Alright. Well, thank you everybody very much for joining me. If you've enjoyed the stream and you feel that I've earned it, please do click that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything and you get a notification whenever I go live. If you really enjoyed the stream and you want to give me a little extra support, consider clicking that subscribe button. I'll be back tomorrow, and I think I will be playing Infamous Second Son. So, until then, fly high my birdies, and stay shiny. Bye-bye.